What's going on, YouTube? I've got another video for you, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to make a ton of money watching football. You're going to be watching football anyways. You're probably going to be betting on it, and you probably have never profited in your life. And I say that because statistically speaking, 99% of sports bettors are in the negative. They're operating in the red, and it's almost like they just know they're going to lose money. Just like when you go to Vegas, you walk in with a bankroll, maybe $500, $2,000, and mentally you're saying, okay, I'm going to try to win, but how long can this last before I hit zero? And my goal of this YouTube channel is to get y'all out of that mindset and start using math and numbers and probability to your advantage to create an edge for yourself. This game right here, I did a little bit of research, but it's a simple strategy. It's a simple concept, right? And I'm going to break it down in this video, but I risked 200 to win 2,000. You'll notice that I stacked a quarterback with his favorite receiver and another quarterback with his favorite receiver. Now, because the quarterbacks went over, the receivers went over as well. And you can do the same thing with the under, but it's just not very fun. And I prefer to do the over for several reasons that I'll get to in this video. Right here, you'll see a 5-man entry on Prize Picks. This one was 200 to win 2,000. Now, unfortunately, this strategy got me banned from Underdog, and Underdog hates me. Underdog only likes losing sports bettors. They only like losing DFS players. So if you start profiting too much, they'll limit you and they'll kick you off your app. And that's what happens to me, which I get it, right? They don't want to lose money as a company. But it's just funny how they love your business until you start taking money from them. This one, I lost by 1 yard, but I wanted to include it because I want you guys to see that I am human and I do lose and I don't win every time. But this one was perfect because the game was a shootout. LSU was down. They lost 24 to 45. And they had to pass a lot. Jaden Daniels had 347 passing yards. Somehow he avoided Malik Neighbors. So this system isn't bulletproof, but you give yourself a good chance to win. And you can see all 3 Florida State players went over. Now, I like Underdog because on Underdog Fantasy, you can do a 5-man play and get 20x payout. You'll see on Prize Picks, I did 5-man here. I only got a 10x payout. Now, the difference is on Prize Picks, they pay you if you go 3 out of 5 or you go 4 out of 5. So it's a little bit safer, but I like that big payout, man. So I'm banned from Underdog. You're not. This is actually a screenshot one of my clients sent me. If you guys want my VIP picks, sbenation.com. It's real simple. The full season of NFL is $500. You'll make it back in the first couple of weeks. If you're new to the Prize Picks app, use promo code SBE. They're going to double your first deposit up to $100. And straight up, guys, it helps support the channel. Anytime y'all use that code, PrizePicks pays me a commission. So if you want to help support me, open a PrizePicks account, use promo code SBE, start winning money with me following my picks, but also know that you're helping fund the channel so that I can spend 80 hours of research and watching football each week to bring you these videos. So another shout out to our sponsor before we get into the video. We're going to the Chalkboard app. It's a group chat app for sports bettors. It's a ton of fun. I've got over 1,600 members in there, and the reason why is because anytime I place a live bet, I screenshot it and I share it with the group chat. We've been winning a lot of our chalkboard plays too lately, so that's nice as well. But yeah, if you want my live bets, if you want my last minute locks, like when I lock stuff in right before pregame, more information's coming out up into kickoff. So when I record these videos in advance, I give you all the information I have, but then as I get more information closer to kickoff, I might lock something in. All I do is tap the side button on my iPhone, take a screenshot, and I put it in this chalkboard. I also get credit when you join Chalkboard. So again, it helps support the channel, full transparency. Let's get into the video, man. I showed you guys how stacking can be profitable right here because the outcomes are correlated. What I'm going to do, dang, we're already off to a bad start. What I'm going to do, hopefully this works. Fuck it. I'm going to have to pause the video and unfuck myself here. Okay, I fixed my document here. It's not super fancy, but it's super informative, and this actually will impact you and help you make your decisions going into NFL Week 1. So a stack that I loved last year was the Eagles, and I love stacking Hurts with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. So I would stack Hurts with Brown or Hurts with Smith. Sometimes I would just do 2 separate plays where I kind of double tapped on Jalen Hurts. I'd pair him up with A.J. Brown in one and then Devonta Smith in one. And I would just know that if he went over, they both receivers might go over, but one would for sure. And the numbers up here basically show how many yards throughout the season each receiver got and what percentage of the passing yards they ate up. So A.J. Brown was one of the top receivers in the league last year, and he accounted for 40.4% of Jalen Hurts' passing yards. So if we get our calculator out and we assume Jalen Hurts passes for 240 here, 40% of 240 is 96 yards. So if Jalen Hurts gets this many yards, 240, that means Brown, we can assume he will probably get 96 yards. So for his number to be 68.5, it just doesn't make sense, right? If you're taking Jalen Hurts over, you need to take A.J. Brown over. And if you were to flip it and take both unders, I wouldn't want to do that because honestly, Jalen Hurts might throw for 200 yards and then A.J. Brown gets 80. I just don't think the under makes any sense here to do. Maybe you go Jalen Hurts under and then the tight end under or something like that, but you're much better off taking the over here, and the over is more fun. Now, Devonta Smith accounted for 32%. So same thing. Let's say Hurts throws for 300 yards. That means Devonta Smith is probably going to get 100 yards. So for him to be at 61, pair up the overs right here, guys. So I'm going to just flip through some of these fast. Tyreek Hill had 35% of the Dolphins QB's passing yards. Tua was hurt a lot of games, so I just added all the passing yards the Dolphins had. Waddle had 28.5%. 28.5% is not bad at all. So this is my favorite double stack in the entire NFL. So if you want to get on Underdog Fantasy, use promo code CALI. That's not my promo code, it's someone else's because I'm banned by Underdog. But promo code CALI will double your first deposit. That's short for California, so C-A-L-I. And I would double stack the shit out of the Dolphins this year. Maybe you pair them up with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, and you get that 20x payout. This is the best one in the league. This is the best quarterback receiver stack in the NFL. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson accounted for 40% of Kirk Cousins' passing yards. That's fucking insane. Almost half the time Kirk's throwing the ball, it's going to Jefferson. This one's got to be on everybody's radar. Any Joe Schmo should know that before even watching this video. We've got the Falcons. Even though the numbers are lower here, 100 passing yards, Drake London accounts for 866, 29% market share. The numbers on Prize Picks are set low. So like if London's getting 30% and Ritter gets 200 yards, we can assume London will get 60 yards, right? If Ritter gets 300 yards, we can assume London will get 90 yards. So for London to be at 47.5, that number is just super low compared to his quarterback's number. So if we take Ritter over, we need to take London over with him. It's pretty simple. I'm sure most of y'all get this. I don't want to beat a dead horse. But here's another trio. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase are even. So the way to attack this is maybe if you want to put $200 on Joe Burrow, you build one entry where you put $100 on Burrow and Chase, and then another $100 entry where you do Burrow and Higgins. Or you just put $200 on all three of these as a trio, right? Maybe you build a six-man with the Dolphins and the Bengals, and you're basically just picking two offenses to go over. I was surprised by this one too. Lockett and DK accounted for 24% of Geno's passing yards. Chase and Higgins, I mean, the Bengals and the Seahawks were almost identical. It's crazy how close these two trios were. Now with the Seahawks, what you need to understand is JSN's now in the mix, but he broke his wrist and he had surgery, so he's going to miss the first couple weeks. So this data right here can serve us the first few weeks, but when JSN gets back, instead of taking the overs, what I would look to do is probably look at Geno Smith's under, assume that the Seahawks are going to have a game where they play with a lead and Geno's not going to pass very much. That's going to force their opponent to pass a lot. So what I would do is take Geno Smith and then randomly pick one of the three receivers and just hope that that receiver doesn't eat the bulk of his yards. Maybe he'll go under and throw for 200 yards, and then you take Lockett and you just hope that those 200 yards went to JSN and Metcalf. But because Geno has so many weapons, I feel comfortable taking one of his receivers under. I would never take two receivers under with the same quarterback because you got to be thinking, even if the quarterback goes under, one of his receivers is going to get the ball and go over, right? So I would take Geno and then pick a random one of his receivers, just hope that it doesn't hit, or diversify and build multiple entries. And then what I would do is take their opponents to go over on passing, knowing that the reason why the Seahawks wouldn't pass is because they're playing with a lead. And assuming that they're playing with a lead and you're taking their passing unders, you bring it back with their opponent to go over on passing. And then you build a nice little 4-man entry, $200 to win 2,000 there. 2021, Kupp and Stafford were like Jefferson and Kirk Cousins. I mean, 39.8%, slightly better even than Jefferson and Cousins. So obviously Kupp's dealing with his hamstring right now, but when he's back, if he's healthy going into a game, I mean, you got to stack Stafford and Kupp. They go over together so much, it's insane. So I'm going to end the video by placing a bet, and it looks like the number just moved, so that sucks for me. But I'm going to take Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, and then I'm going to go after my boy Tua, and I'm going to take Tua over, and I'm going to go find a cheetah, and I'm going to take Tyreek Hill. And I love to do 4-man entries. I've been messing around with the 3-mans, honestly. It is tricky, man. I have really considered doing this and adding another duo in there. So that would look basically like, you just take, we'll do Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we'll do Jared Goff. And that sets us up for a nice 6-man where we just need 3 offenses to do well. But I feel like mix and matching 4-mans, I'm having a lot more success. So on Prize Picks, I'm going to stick to the 4-mans. And if you were to put the same exact play into a same game parlay on FanDuel, it would probably pay around 6x. So to get 10x for it's insane. It would probably pay about $1,200. So to get $2,000 for this is an amazing deal. So I just locked it in. I'll go to my entries and show you guys because I'm really putting my money behind these picks, and that's something that no other person on YouTube does. So if you appreciate me putting my money where my mouth is, hit that subscribe button. Help support the channel. We just crossed the 6-figure mark. I'm taking it real serious this year. My goal is to hit $1 million won. Obviously, that's not all going to be a profit, but my goal is to get to $1 million won by the end of the football season. So hit that subscribe button. I love doing videos for y'all like this. Y'all have been so supportive, having my back in the comments and just hyping me up. Like, I love you guys. And y'all motivate the hell out of me to keep making these videos late at night. I'm grinding right now on Tuesday at midnight. Let's get this money, boys. I'm not the only one that's going to eat here. I'm going to make money off this. Even if you got $5, throw $5 on it. Use promo code SBE. Stands for Sports Betting Education. They'll double your first deposit. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck with your bets. And check out my other stuff. I'm posting a ton of videos this week for NFL and college football. See you later, guys. I love you. Have a good day.